All right, well, how is everybody doing out there? Let me make sure you can hear me okay. And I got my cam on, but I'm going to cut that off in just a moment when we get into the material. Just a couple of things I wanted to mention here. Last two sessions were really good. We went over risk control, how to calculate trade size on both futures markets and stocks. We also went over risk to reward. So on those two things, if you have questions on that, definitely check those videos out because I think they'll help you a lot on that. And risk control is really important. All right, so today I've gotten a lot of questions coming in. We got a great turnout here, so welcome everybody. If you're having any problems with the software or need any explanation, please type that in the questions area. And you can do that right now. And I'll see those during the presentation. We'll be here about a half an hour or so. I don't mind running over a little bit, of course, if we have to. But the purpose of this particular client support webinar is not only to answer your questions, but also to a little education if we have time, of course, to do that on various things. So some of the emails that have come in this week has been on getting around NinjaTrader. So I'm going to focus on that. Now, if you're using TradeStation or one of the other platforms, let us know because we can do that the next week, okay? So we can break these sessions up. But a lot of folks are having a couple issues, especially if you're new to NinjaTrader. So I kind of want to clear that up. All right, so I'm going to cut the webcam off and dig in. Let me just go through the administrational items first. But let me just make sure everybody can hear me okay before we get into the material, just so I know everything technically is working okay. All right, first thing to cover, of course, are risks in trading. Everybody should know that there are risks. Nothing's guaranteed in the markets. We work in a realm of probabilities, hence we need risk control. First thing you want to do is always fund your account with money you can afford to risk, called risk capital. That's really important. And then know how to calculate your trade size to control the risk on each trade. And that's what we covered over the last few sessions. So you should be pretty good in that. And again, if you're new and didn't get to that, just go and take a look at our recordings, and the recordings can be accessed through the VIP portal. All right, in the that's that portal where you log in, and then just go to the historical archive for those. All right, so check with your financial advisor, of course, before actually taking any trades we may talk about or recommend here, just to make sure they're suitable for you. And I think that kind of covers the risks in trading. A lot of books available. You can check those out. We got them all on our website. Many of you, I think, our veterans here have most of our books, so you're good there. Same thing with our software. When you buy our software, you can buy it as a complete bundle or a la carte, depending on your budget. So you can always add on things. And we have charting software, we have scanners, and risk control software. All right, so what I wanted to cover today and is NinjaTrader a little bit. How many people out there are using NinjaTrader, and how many people out there are new to NinjaTrader? So give me a little feedback. Ooh, a lot of new people. Hence, I guess that's where your questions came from, right? All right, so good. All right, so we've got quite a few inquiries. How about TradeStation? Okay, few on TradeStation. Now, if you need help with the TradeStation platform, let me know and I can do that next week, okay? So I can always help you with that. I pretty much use all the platforms, so it doesn't matter. All right, so I want to talk a little bit. The thing I think that's giving most people a difficult time is the data going into NinjaTrader. So, there's a variety of different data providers you can use. And so, if we back up and I'm just going to go into, well, let me just do this. Let me just go into the connections area. So if you look at the connections area, when you start NinjaTrader, you have a variety of different connections. Now, what I recommend on connections, you can use more than one, but when you start Ninja has advised me that it's best to start with one one connection automatically. You don't have to have any automatically connect, but if you do one and then add the others in manually. And if you don't know what I mean by that, let me know, okay? So currently I have Coinbase, I have Kinetic, and then I have NinjaTrader Continuum. Now for Kinetic, it's called My Kinetic. That's NinjaTrader's stock market data, real time. I pay for that, okay? So that is a fee, and it will be a fee for you as well if you want real time data. The next one is NinjaTrader Continuum, and that's for futures markets, all right? So that I have to have a brokerage account for, okay? So when you see the various accounts in the connection area, it depends on, you know, what you have and what you may want to purchase as well. And then I have my Coinbase for, you know, things like Bitcoin. So if I put Bitcoin up here, all right, I get Coinbase data here, right? Okay, so, you know, that's the cryptos, and Coinbase is free. So if we go back to the connection manuals here, all right, under configure, you're going to see a whole host of different data providers. Now, when you're new with our software, you may not have real-time data, and you don't need it, okay? You can use the end of day data, which is free from NinjaTrader using their platform. And you can load, you know, anything from daily charts to weekly charts. And if you're a position trader and not a day trader, okay, that's fine, all right? So the idea is anytime you want to look at a intraday chart, you're going to have intraday data, and you're going to have to pay for that or have a brokerage that offers that, just so you know, okay? Now, what I would recommend is, especially if you're new and you don't want to mess with the real-time data situation, use the Kinetic end of day. It's great data, and you can make all your decisions for position trades right off that, okay? I happen to have 3 charts loaded, but if you're going to use the end of day data only, you'd want to load the daily or above on that, and I'll show you how to do that. But before we do that, I just want to do a couple things here. I'm going to really make this a little bit bigger so you can see it better, this window here. Hopefully you can see that now. But in any case, when you open the connections window, which is up here, right, on the control panel, then you're going to get this connection window that opens. And usually I think maybe they have already configured end of day for you, playback, and simulated. I think those 3 are automatically in the configured area. Now, if you want to load Coinbase, you would highlight that and click add down here, and it would bring Coinbase down here like that. So any one of these you could technically load into the configured area down here. And when I say configured, what that means is that's what's going to be available for you to use as data in NinjaTrader, provided what you load down there, you have an account for. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, let's see. What is the difference between Kinetic level 1 and 1 or 2 bundles? Okay, so when we talk about Kinetic bundles, I only see Kinetic. So I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. So there's only one Kinetic. All right, level 2 or level 1 is, okay, so level 2 allows you to have level 2 access probably to the NASDAQ. Okay, that would be a question to ask Ninja. Now, the thing is, a lot of these packages that Ninja has, all right, probably best to go and ask them directly, because they configure those packages, but usually level 2 gives you what they call NASDAQ level 2 data. unless they mean something else. And they may mean something else, I'm not sure. So check with them and see, and they should be able to tell you. So if you, let's say, bought the more expensive level 2, then I would imagine when you load Kinetic, it's going to know you purchased that and automatically load level 2. If you are just using level 1, then it will automatically load level 1. So the purchase of the Kinetic data will be done internally through the NinjaTrader website. And then once you select it and you log on with your username and password, then it's going to know what you purchased. Does that make sense? But check with them because I'm not sure what they've bundled, and it can probably change, okay? In other words, 2 years from now, you may have a different, but they may have a level 2 where they've thrown in some other things, who knows, okay? All right, the TD Ameritrade situation is a little bit right now, all right, in terms of live data, is a little bit funky right now. And the reason for that is because they merged with Schwab, you know. And so apparently they've been integrating people over in stages. And anybody that has any other information on that, let me now know. But some people weren't able to connect at all to their TD Ameritrade account because of the fact that there was some type of delay in these stages, okay? But the idea is, yeah, the TD Ameritrade connection should include all issues available in TD Ameritrade for stocks. I don't think they're going to allow futures, but I don't know. Last I knew, I don't think TD Ameritrade does futures, but maybe they're adding that in because Ninja does futures. So I think there may be a problem with futures, but with stocks, you should get the everything, including the intraday data. But it's not set up yet, I think, on all accounts yet. Okay. And if anybody has any different information, feel free to let me know so I can pass that on. Okay. All right. So if you're, let's say you're a TD Ameritrade user and you can't connect yet, okay, then just use the Kinetic end of day until they get that straightened out. All right. So let's see what else they got. All right. TD has a futures account, minimum account size 25. Okay. So why don't you contact NinjaTrader and ask them, Alexander, and then you can report back to everybody next week. Because usually what happens, I mean, you know, NinjaTrader also is a futures account, and let's see what they allow, okay? All right, Jim is saying, Ben, my futures work on the fine on toss. Okay, so there's your answer right there. So it does work. Thanks, Jim. Now, Jim is in the day trading room, so he gets the futures data in there. Jim, can you also buy futures through NinjaTrader in other words, if you wanted to place a futures, an actual futures trade on NinjaTrader, can you do that and it will show up on TOS as a purchase in the order entry? Or do you have to use the Schwab TOS situation? And TOS is Thinkorswim, which is TD Ameritrade. Okay, so when you place an order on Ninja using data from TD Ameritrade and the TD Ameritrade account, then it will actually process the order, right through the NinjaTrader platform, provided you purchased a multi-license license for NinjaTrader. Is that correct? Gets confusing, let me tell you. The other thing too is sometimes NinjaTrader like we'll have to remap everything for the Schwab stuff, so it gets a little whacked out. Is there anything, Jim, that you had to do special to connect to your TD Ameritrade account other than going in through the control panel and connecting? Let everybody know that too. Okay, no. So I take it now have you been one of the ones that have been staged over to Schwab yet? Because that's when the problem occurs. Have you been? Okay. You see, you have not had that yet. And you may have, that'll be interesting to see. It'd be interesting for you to report back next week on that. So Jim is saying he has not been one of the ones that they converted from the old TD Ameritrade account to the new Schwab account. Okay, so that'll be interesting. And he says that's occurring this weekend. Oh boy, lucky you. Now, Jim, one more question. Do you have a NinjaTrader multi-broker license? Did you purchase that? It's like 900 bucks. Did you purchase that? No. And you are able currently to do click and order on NinjaTrader through their order entry system on NinjaTrader, and it will put your orders through TD Ameritrade. Is that correct or not? In other words, do you have to use a TD Ameritrade order entry? Okay, so you cannot click and trade. That's what I was wondering. You cannot click and trade through Ninja for your orders, correct? You cannot. So that would be a yes if you cannot. So I'm pretty sure you have to have a multi-license, okay? Yes, okay, right. So you get the data, but you can't submit orders through. So in order to do the actual submitting of the orders using the order entry system in NinjaTrader to most any of these brokerages out there, whether it's Interactive Brokers, TD Ameritrade, Schwab, or whoever, you have to purchase a multi-license from NinjaTrader. Okay, that's what they require. Now you can do simulated trading all day long without that. Okay, so that type of thing. All right. Now Jim uses Continuum for Ninja Futures. So he has a TD Ameritrade account where he looks at stocks, but he cannot place orders through that. But he has a NinjaTrader Futures account for when he day trades futures. And he can, of course, do that. All right, because that comes with the account. All right, so that's good to know. All right. Now, if you have a brokerage account, but you do not have a NinjaTrader brokerage license, you could still get the data into NinjaTrader from your brokerage account, but then you have to use your brokerage account order entry system, not the one on NinjaTrader. So hopefully that kind of clarifies it. So technically, you would not have to buy a multi-broker's license if you're going to place your orders through your own brokerage's order entry system. The only time you would need a multi-broker's license for Ninja is if you wanted to place the orders through the NinjaTrader charting platform. Okay. Okay. All right. So now I want to quickly just take a moment and set up my account here. For those of you that are using Ninja for position trading or have just bought the software and don't yet have real-time data. So I'm just going to minimize this. What I want you to do for the most part is set up two charts, okay? And basically slide them over so they're side by side. And then make one chart a daily chart, like here, and then make one chart a weekly chart. Do not load any charts that are intraday, like the minute charts and so forth. Okay, so that's step one. The next thing to do is, what I would do is, because we want to look at the same symbol across two charts is the next thing is to go to this area at the top on both charts, and you do it one at a time. Okay, so that's this area here. This is called a symbol lock. And what you're doing is if you pick the same color in that symbol lock, then what happens is you can pick any color you want, but I chose green, but you may want to choose red. But the idea is you do it on this chart and this chart. That way, if I change the symbol, both charts change, okay? And that way we get a long-term look at the market on a weekly chart, and yet at the same time have our daily chart on the left of the same symbol. And you know, when we enter a market for a position trade, chances are we're going to use the daily chart to make that analysis, but we want to take a look at the longer term chart as well to kind of get an idea of what's going on. So that's a quick and easy way of doing it. Now, in terms of data, here's what I'm going to do. All right. See the kinetic data? I'm going to disconnect Coinbase. I'm going to disconnect my kinetic. And now I'm going to disconnect, if I can, that one. Okay. So now I have no data at all. Okay. So when I go to my connections, none of them are connected. But now I'm going to connect the kinetic end of day, which is free data. Okay. Now, you hear that little noise, ding-ling? That means it's connected. Do you see this green dot here on the control panel? When that's green, you've connected. Now notice my charts are loading right now. So now they're loading the data. Take a little bit to get all loaded up. Okay. So now the data will show using the end of day kinetic data. So I was using before my paid for kinetic data. I paid for that. But now I disconnected that. And so now I'm using the free data. So you don't need to pay for data in NinjaTrader. All right, and you're going to have the charts available to you. So that's kind of important. Now, some people will say, well, what's a control panel? Okay, well, a control panel, whoops, hold on. The control panel is the one that says NinjaTrader up here, okay? Let me just see if I can draw that right here. You see that? That's the control panel, and it's, if you go down to your taskbar at the bottom, all right, it says control center. Okay, I call it the control panel, but technically it's the control center for accounts. That's the control panel. All right, the control panel is where you can open up new charts, or you can actually exit from Ninja by clicking on the red X. Do not click on the red X or an X on any other window unless you want to delete that window. So when you close Ninja, it's really important you close Ninja only through the control panel. And then when you do, it's going to bring up something that says save everything. And you always want to save everything, okay? So it opens up the same way you left it. All right. So again, you know, here I am on end of day data. And as you can see, it works fine on daily and weekly charts. So you can do your position trading just fine with end of day data. If you want to day trade, you're going to have to pay for intraday data. But for position trading, you don't. So all my new clients, I suggest, if they're using Ninja, to start out with using end of day free data and get familiar with how the ART system works, get familiar with, you know, how to use the platform, and also, you know, the whole setting up of the symbol locks and everything else. okay? So that's, that's really where you should begin if you're new, and not worry about all the other types of data you can get. And then once you're familiar with using the platform and so forth with the end of day data, then it'll be a lot easier to add in other types of data later. One other important thing is if you're, for those that are using Kinetic Free or any platform, but I'm going to specifically address this to the Kinetic end of day free. When you go to configure and you go to Kinetic end of day, do you see this check mark here? Right here? If you go there and X that, okay, what that will do is, and then hit OK, okay, what that'll do is the next time NinjaTrader starts, and therefore every time after that, it will automatically connect to the data so you don't have to do it manually, okay? So that's kind of handy. If you don't have that connected and you're connecting to the data manually, you would have to go to connections after Ninja starts and then connect here with it, okay? So I would just do it automatically. That way, when the platform starts, it automatically connects to the end of day data and will load your charts for you. All right, any questions on this? I know I covered kind of a lot, and if you're new here, it's very easy to get confused and lost with this stuff. But let me know if you have any questions. Because I know we have some new people here, and we had a lot of questions on this before. Okay, you want to take a look at all the possibilities? Okay, let me go to this. So again, I'm bringing up the window, the questions coming in, what are the possible connections I could make? And NinjaTrader, this is controlled by NinjaTrader, all right? Puts them up here. So when you open up the connection windows, you're gonna see 3 panels inside it. You're gonna see available, you're gonna see configured, and then the properties associated with each one of those in the configured area. So for example, all right, if I wanted to add, let's say CQG, let's say I had a CQG account and I wanted to add that. So I would click add, and look, it ends up in the area of what will come up as possible data connections for me. Then I highlight that, and obviously if I have a CQG account, I would have to put my username in and password. And then there's a whole bunch of other things that are possible. And then if I wanted to connect this when it starts, I would hit this box here, connect on startup, okay? And different data providers will have different options on that as well. Okay, so I'm going to remove that now. I don't want that because I don't have a CQG account. Let's say I had an interactive brokers account. I'd select that and add that, right? And again, username and password so it can connect. TD Ameritrade, all right, there is that for right now. Now, TD Ameritrade is a little different because what you have to do is you have to authorize it. And when you click on that, it will bring up a internet browser page for TD Ameritrade. And it will ask you, do you want to allow NinjaTrader to use it? And then you say yes. And then it will ask you for your username and password and all that kind of stuff. And then once you're connected or allowing it to be connected, then you can connect on startup right here, and it will always connect. But the problem is with TD Ameritrade, it's not that simple now because they've merged with Schwab. And so it's been an ongoing release, so to speak, in terms of what accounts are being allowed to connect. Eventually, they all will be allowed, but they're staging, okay? So Jim was saying that when he comes today, he will actually be, or next week, he'll actually be through the staging process. Hopefully everything will be going smooth with that. All right, any other questions on that? I know I went a little bit into this quite a bit, but I think it's kind of important because it's confusing, okay? It can be very confusing for people. All right, so on the control panel, which is this here, okay? You may not see all my connections here. I do a lot of simulated trading account connections, so don't worry about all this stuff in here, all this stuff. Focus on the connections here at the menu, and also if you want to load a new chart, you can go to chart and load it, okay? And then once you load it, you can choose what particular indicators you want, and probably if Mark, our installer, installed it, will automatically open up our software. You can also go to chart here, see where it says chart here? You can just pick a chart, right click, and duplicate the window. Bring up another chart just like it, okay? Sometimes that's easier to do as well. All right, okay, so that's what I wanted to cover today. I think we went into that pretty in detail. We did record it, so you can watch the recording. That will be posted later today. Any questions, especially from our new folks out there? Let me just leave it open for just a minute. Do I need to have Pay NinjaTrader anything to connect for just data? The answer is no, okay? NinjaTrader is a free platform for the data connections here that I showed you before. So they're not going to charge you if you just want to look at charts and get data from your brokerage. The only time you would want to consider paying for a NinjaTrader license would be if you wanted to do the point and click trades, use a NinjaTrader trader inside the platform. And that, you know, for example, that would be something like if I brought up Chart Trader and I wanted to buy and sell by the click of these buttons to my broker, then you'd have to buy the multi-broker license, okay? But you don't have to do that, okay? You can also just enter your orders into your brokerage directly through their website. So when you get a buy on your NinjaTrader, you just have the other brokerage website open and just hit buy, okay? So you don't technically have to do it through the NinjaTrader brokerage. All right, so again, new folks, don't sweat the intraday connections. Focus on connecting to the NinjaTrader end of day free. That's completely adequate for position trading, and that's all you need to do, okay? And then you can also practice by doing, now you can use this here, this chart trader can be used in a simulated environment. So they give you a simulated account called Sim 101. So you could use that for that. And you can either add other simulated accounts for free. So that you could practice your trading on for free using the simulator and point and click right on the charts. So you could do that, okay? That's included. So that's all free. All right, well, that's it for today. I want to thank everybody. I think we handled the questions here. If there's no more questions, then we'll see you back here next week. And if any questions come up, all right, bring them next week, okay? Write them down and bring them here. You can if it's an emergency type of thing, you can always submit a support ticket and we'll get right back to you and help you with that. All right, so I think that's it. All right, so everybody have a great week and we'll see you back here next week, okay? And again, we recorded this, so if you kind of need to review it, definitely check it out, okay? All right, thanks so much, everybody. See you next week.